I think it's really important that we reflect on what has been an amazing year of achievement locally, and probably the biggest difference that I've noticed, particularly in the last few weeks, Madam Speaker, as I get around the electorate, prosperity is returning, businesses are prepared to put on more staff, and that's as a result of our policy settings, whether that's getting rid of Labor's carbon tax or the mining tax, or this year alone over $2 billion in red tape. If you're Kennedy's Timber in Narangba, they've put on 5 staff, and the member for Fisher interjects, I know he opened that business, so I think they are very good people. Well, they've just put on 5 staff, including a new apprentice since we repealed the carbon tax after downsizing during the Rudd-Gillard-Rudd years. Whether you're R&R Hire in Caboolture, where we've helped with their red tape repeal as part of our red tape repeal agenda, and in the last about 6 months they've doubled their staff. And we've also signed landmark free trade agreements with Korea, Japan and China, and that's helping macadamia farmers in Alimba, that's helping Packers Leather in Narangba, which pays a 14% tariff going into the Chinese marketplace. That all goes under this Chinese deal, and they are putting on more staff. So we're seeing prosperity return with our small businesses, but the coalition government has also approved nearly $1 trillion in environmental approvals for projects, and that includes part of the approval for North East Business Park, or North Harbour locally, which has just got under construction. This is incredibly exciting. It's a project that had been delayed for 9 years, and over 15 years their independent economic modelling shows that that will create 20,000 jobs across our region. So while things are moving in the jobs market locally, we've also made very significant change across a whole range of areas locally. Madam Speaker, one of the best things that I've done in this job is to walk down to Dale Street in Burpengary, where, as locals know, it floods every time it rains. And as somebody who myself lost a family home when I was growing up, can sympathise with what these people face. And after years and years of inaction by both state and federal Labor governments, I sat down with the Prime Minister, said this is something that we need to do for this community, and we funded $1.9 million to build a flood levy for the people in Burpengary, and to tell them they no longer have to go through the issues that you go through when you lose a family home is probably one of the best things anybody can do in public life. Also saving lives locally, Madam Speaker, the Diagula Highway, as locals know, has seen tragedy after tragedy, and I campaigned on this in 2010. We came to government last year. I can now say $1 million has already been spent on the upgrade, with $15 million more to be spent early in the new year to upgrade the worst spots on the Diagula Highway, something that has been put in the too hard basket for too long, $16 million flowing. Nearly $3 billion has been spent on the Bruce Highway between the Pine Rivers and Gympie, and as locals drive up, they're seeing the work that's been done on basically every intersection along that highway, and that will, including Roy's Road in the member for Fisher's electorate, not in the members for Longman's electorate, I would just point out, but it is making a very big difference to our community and will unlock the economic potential of our region. One of the big things we've struggled with locally as well, Madam Speaker, is mental health. We have far too high a youth suicide rate, and I was very proud just a few months ago to announce that Caboolture will be a site for a headspace clinic, which will help generations of young people to deal with some of those very difficult issues that we face with youth mental health. The Dacabin train station. Anybody that commutes to Brisbane will see that Dacabin train station has hundreds of cars parked up along the road in a very dangerous situation, and students at Dacabin High have to deal with that. Well, by Christmas, or very close to Christmas, construction will be complete on a 300-space car space, and that was a $300,000 commitment I took to the last election. It's almost completed by Christmas, or may very well be completed, weather permitting, by Christmas, making a big difference to local commuters. After years of policy missteps on the NBN, the Labor Party, we knew under the strategic review, wouldn't complete the NBN until 2024. Today we added to the 37,000 local homes with the extra suburbs of Sandstone Point, Ningie, Beachmere and Godwin Beach. The NBN's getting back on track, and by mid-next year that'll be done, improving the lives of many locals.